Lil Tim stepped into the Atlanta concert and tension erupted instantly. NBA Youngboy was nearby, and what unfolded next shocked everyone.
I ain't gotta look at you, no one talk to. I just stepped down there for you, but I had to calm myself down.
In this video, I'll break down exactly what happened and why it matters. Concert chaos. Nobody expected Lil Tim and NBA Youngboy to end up under the same roof. Different cities, different lanes, different energies. But in 2025, at a packed arena concert in Atlanta, the impossible happened, and the internet hasn't stopped talking ever since. It started like any normal show. Fans screaming, lights flashing, camera phones raised like stars in the sky. But halfway through the night, the energy shifted. A backstage door opened, and word spread fast. Lil Tim had arrived. The same Lil Tim whose name still echoes through hip-hop like a warning. The same Lil Tim forever tied to the night King Von lost his life. Wherever he goes, tension follows. It's almost unavoidable.
Me out 16 minutes, stop blackballing me. Suck my God, still don't give a y'all, it matter to me.
Nobody knows exactly why he showed up. Some say he came to support another artist performing. Others believe he was invited by someone on the inside. But one thing is certain, people were not ready for what came next. Because at that same moment, NBA Youngboy's crew was already in the building. Within minutes, the narrative shifted from excitement to panic. Even the artists on stage seemed to sense something brewing behind the curtains. Security guards started moving differently, tighter, faster, more alert. Fans close to the barricades recorded them sprinting across the right wing of the stage like something had popped off. That was all the internet needed. One blurry video hit Twitter. A dark hallway, people yelling, two groups facing each other. You couldn't see faces, just silhouettes and chaos. But the caption? These were brutal. The funny thing? Nobody actually knew what happened. But the possibility was enough. More videos surfaced. One showed security shoving someone into a room and slamming the door. Another showed Tim walking fast with two people behind him, looking agitated. A third clip supposedly captured Youngboy's entourage telling cameras to move back. Piece by piece, the internet started building a story that might not have even existed, but it didn't matter. When two names with history, tension, and controversy stand within 20 feet of each other, the world assumes the worst. Blog pages had a field day. Thumbnail faces became angrier, titles became louder, colors became redder. TikTok detectives slowed down every frame. Some claimed they heard YB shouting, others said Tim looked nervous, others swore someone swung first. But the truth? No one actually saw what started the chaos. Just movement, yelling, and heavy speculation. Yet one detail stood out. After the alleged confrontation, Lil Tim stormed out of the venue looking pissed, pacing around the parking lot, talking to someone on the phone. Fans caught it all. That clip alone became the spark for everything that followed. The rumors, the outbursts, and the talk that Lil Tim was losing it after NBA Youngboy supposedly exposed him. Whether it really happened or not almost didn't matter anymore. The concert was just the beginning, because once the internet grabbed the story, the chaos only multiplied. Tension builds. After the chaotic concert footage went viral, the internet couldn't stop speculating. Every blurred video, every shouting match, every shadowed hallway became a piece of a puzzle that no one could confirm. Yet everyone claimed to know the truth. Fans began digging into every past interaction between Lil Tim and NBA Youngboy, looking for signs of an unresolved history that could have exploded backstage. The tension didn't come out of nowhere. Lil Tim's reputation had always carried weight in the streets and the music world, tied to King Von's legacy and the controversy surrounding his early career. On the other side, NBA Youngboy had cultivated a fiercely loyal fan base and a team that never missed a beat. When these two forces appeared under the same roof, the collision was almost inevitable in the eyes of social media.
Originally, I guess Quando had to talk him into it at some point.
Yeah, it's like, he ain't want to just say, I don't know like 100% everything, but I know he wasn't saying like he didn't want to just drop the tape, like I don't want to drop this with you. He was saying like, let's wait. I don't want to drop it right now. He was saying like,
Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok became battlegrounds of speculation. Clips of the alleged incident were slowed down, paused, and replayed frame by frame. Comment sections filled with theories. Some said Lil Tim provoked Youngboy with words. Others claimed YB moved first, sending a warning. Every detail, no matter how small, was dissected. "Look at his hand," one video caption screamed. "He's ready to throw," wrote another. Bloggers were quick to capitalize on the frenzy. Headlines didn't ask questions, they declared drama. Lil Tim versus NBA Youngboy backstage. Did YB just expose Tim? Concert turns into rap beef nightmare. Readers ate it up, and the story snowballed. Fans not even at the show felt like eyewitnesses, piecing together a narrative fueled more by reputation and rumor than fact. The history between the two only added fuel. Lil Tim, tied to King Von, carries a past that is never forgotten in the streets. NBA Youngboy's competitive, confrontational energy amplifies the tension. Social media users pointed out past subliminals, cryptic Instagram posts, and old diss lines, weaving them into a narrative of ongoing conflict. The online discussion wasn't just about the concert anymore. It was about legacy, loyalty, and respect. Even inside the music industry, the tension was palpable. Managers, promoters, and fellow artists commented privately, aware that a public clash could spiral out of control. Some advised both camps to stay in check, while others whispered that this could be the spark for something much bigger. The word beef started appearing everywhere, even before anyone confirmed anything had truly happened. By the next day, every clip from the venue had gone viral. Fans were split, half defending Lil Tim, half cheering YB on. Memes started circulating, some mocking the situation, some warning of consequences. The tension online mirrored the tension backstage, an invisible fight playing out for millions to watch. This is when the story took on a life of its own. The internet doesn't wait for confirmation, it thrives on chaos. Every comment, every repost, every thread intensified the drama. By the end of the week, the alleged confrontation had become a full-blown cultural moment, complete with debates, fan theories, and predictions about whether a real beef would ignite.
Tell them police pick me up. I got them youngins gone crazy trying to I'm mad, man. No talking when the time come.
And so, the tension built, not just at the concert, but across the world, in timelines, comment sections, and TikTok feeds. What started as a blurry video and a few rumors had transformed into a narrative that would define both artists' names in the eyes of fans for months to come. The stage was set, the audience was watching, and somewhere in the shadows, Lil Tim and NBA Youngboy were just beginning to feel the weight of it all. Tim snaps. Once the footage and rumors started circulating online, Lil Tim's reaction was immediate and intense. The man who had always carried himself with a mix of bravado and unpredictability suddenly became the center of a storm he couldn't ignore. Fans and insiders alike began noticing a pattern. Every post, every story, every cryptic comment seemed fueled by anger, frustration, and a need to reclaim control.
Go, they tapping in. Look, Sam.
Man, where y'all at, man?
Say,
Who they?
you said what?
It began subtly. A few Instagram stories with dark visuals and no captions. A couple of cryptic tweets. They don't know the half of it. And some lessons can't be taught twice. His energy was unmistakable. He was going off, and the internet noticed. Every move was dissected, every post interpreted as a direct shot at NBA Youngboy. His followers instantly lit up with speculation. Was this the start of a public meltdown or a calculated show of power? Then came the live videos. Fans captured Lil Tim pacing backstage, yelling into his phone, his face red and his movements sharp. People claimed he was confronting his own crew, threatening people he believed were leaking information and ranting about disrespect and who's really loyal. Whether these videos were authentic moments of rage or dramatized for effect, the perception was clear. Lil Tim was snapping. What made this moment so volatile was context. Lil Tim had always lived under scrutiny. The legacy of King Von, combined with his reputation for unpredictability, meant that every gesture, every word, every social media move was magnified tenfold. Now, paired with the NBA Youngboy situation, the pressure seemed almost unbearable. Insiders speculated that Lil Tim wasn't just reacting to a single event. He was unleashing years of pent-up tension, frustration, and grief. By the end of the week, the narrative had exploded. Fans weren't just talking about the alleged concert incident anymore. They were tracking Lil Tim's every online move, reading into his behavior, and debating whether he was spiraling out of control. Old clips resurfaced, showing past confrontations and moments of rage, and commentators began drawing lines from his previous actions to his current energy. To outsiders, it looked like a ticking time bomb. The most alarming aspect, timing. The internet is relentless, and drama spreads faster than any intervention can contain it. The combination of rumors, social media amplification, and Lil Tim's own reactions created a feedback loop, one that would continue to spiral until the story found its next peak. In the world of rap, a public meltdown can be just as influential as a hit song. Lil Tim had become a case study in real-time chaos, a man snapping under pressure, a storm of anger and speculation threatening to define his narrative for months to come. The stage was no longer just the concert. The battlefield had shifted to the internet, and Lil Tim was leading the charge. YB fires. While Lil Tim was spiraling backstage and online, NBA Youngboy remained calm, calculated, and just as lethal in the digital streets. Unlike Lil Tim, YB doesn't often address confrontations directly. His approach is subtle, strategic, and capable of igniting chaos without saying a word. And that's exactly what happened in the days following the Atlanta concert. It started with a few cryptic posts on Instagram and X. No names mentioned, just lines that seemed pointed, phrases that fans immediately connected to Lil Tim. Some lessons don't need to be taught in person. Loyalty is tested in silence, and real ones know who to watch. Each post was like a spark thrown into dry leaves, immediate ignition for online speculation. Fans and bloggers went wild. Every subtle movement, every emoji, every deleted post became fuel for debate. Some argued that YB was intentionally exposing Lil Tim, letting the world know he wasn't afraid of confrontation. Others suggested he was simply responding to energy he'd been receiving indirectly, showing dominance in the most controlled way possible. Either way, the message was loud. NBA Youngboy was in the mix, and he wasn't backing down. Even YB's crew added layers to the drama. Insider posts, stories from people allegedly connected to him, and cryptic videos from associates all hinted at strategic movements behind the scenes. Social media users claimed they could see YB's entourage subtly warning Lil Tim to stay in his lane, and that even a casual glance from Youngboy was enough to escalate fear. In the digital age, intimidation travels faster than actual confrontation, and Youngboy knows it. Bloggers ran headlines like wildfire. YB exposes Lil Tim. NBA Youngboy fires shots at King Von's killer. Atlanta show sparks new beef. The coverage amplified the narrative, making the story about power, respect, and exposure rather than just a minor backstage incident. Suddenly, what may have been a small altercation turned into a saga of ego, reputation, and influence. The psychological effect on Lil Tim was immediate. YB's cryptic posts and online influence forced him into reaction mode. Every word, every glance, every social media move became a chess piece. Lil Tim's spiraling posts were partly a response to being exposed. The digital weight of Youngboy's subtle aggression amplified the tension and put him on the defensive. This is the art of NBA Youngboy's power. He doesn't need direct confrontation. He doesn't need to post full diss tracks to start drama. A few lines, a gesture, and the internet will do the rest. And with Lil Tim already emotionally charged, the combination was explosive.
That big top out here. That big top out here. That big top out.
By the end of the week, fans weren't debating who started it anymore. They were arguing over how far it could go, whether real conflict would follow, and who would blink first. The concert might have been the spark, but YB's calculated energy was the fire, spreading faster than anyone could control. And somewhere behind the screens, Lil Tim felt it. The exposure, the pressure, and the inevitability of a world watching every reaction. The battle wasn't just backstage anymore. It was online, in minds, and in the culture. And NBA Youngboy had fired the first shot. Beef speculates. Once Lil Tim's meltdown and NBA Youngboy's cryptic posts circulated online, the story took on a life of its own. Fans, bloggers, and social media commentators weren't just reporting. They were speculating, theorizing, and essentially scripting a narrative before either artist even confirmed anything. What started as a blurry concert clip became a full-blown discussion of loyalty, respect, and potential violence. The speculation was everywhere. TikTok videos slowed down every moment, zoomed in on body language, and pieced together a timeline of what might have happened backstage. Comment sections were divided. Some defending Lil Tim, claiming he was being unfairly targeted. Others cheering Youngboy on, saying exposure was long overdue. Every subtle movement became evidence, and every ambiguous post online was treated like a confession.
I heard the next album is Don't Try This at Home. Is that true? Don't try this at home?
Don't try this at home.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna talk crazy on them.
He's back.
Yeah, say murder, man. I'm gonna talk crazy on that. But I'm letting you know though, don't try this out.
The history between Lil Tim and King Von added an extra layer to the drama. Even though Von had passed years earlier, fans tied Tim's actions and presence to unresolved street politics, framing Youngboy's subtle exposures as a form of accountability. Whether or not it was intentional, the narrative fit neatly into a broader story of loyalty, betrayal, and street reputation. Bloggers went into overdrive. Headlines like Lil Tim versus NBA Youngboy, Atlanta Sparks' new beef, and King Von's killer exposed by Youngboy dominated feeds. Reaction videos speculated endlessly. Who started it? Who has the upper hand? Could this turn violent? With each post, the rumor snowballed, transforming a moment at a concert into a full cultural event. Even casual fans were pulled into the speculation. Hashtags trended, memes were created, and TikTok users spun theories about who said what and who might retaliate. Online, a small misunderstanding or unverified clip became enough for thousands to assume a beef was already underway. The line between reality and perception blurred, creating tension that extended far beyond the venue. People also began analyzing each artist's moves on social media. Lil Tim's defensive posts were interpreted as admissions of guilt or proof of instability, while Youngboy's subtle lines were seen as precise, calculated jabs. Every action fed the narrative, making speculation feel like news. And the more people talked, the more likely it became that the beef, real or imagined, could escalate. By this point, it didn't matter whether the confrontation at the concert had been serious. The perception alone had created pressure on both sides. Fans demanded answers, blogs thrived on controversy, and each social media post added fuel to a fire that could spread beyond screens into real life.
I don't want to see him in jail anyway, so what? I don't want him in jail.
Yeah.
His ass need to be free.
The story of this alleged beef wasn't just about a single event. It was about energy, reputation, and history colliding in a high-stakes environment where perception often dictates reality. For Lil Tim and NBA Youngboy, the speculation was now unavoidable. And no matter how it started, the world was already watching, waiting to see whose next move would define the narrative. The stage was set, the audience was relentless, and the next chapter of this saga was inevitable. Streets watch. By now, the alleged incident between Lil Tim and NBA Youngboy had transcended the concert itself. The streets, both online and offline, were watching every move, every post, and every reaction. What started as a brief backstage confrontation had evolved into a full-blown narrative that could shape reputations, influence alliances, and even dictate future clashes in the hip-hop world. But the online frenzy was only half the story. In the streets themselves, people felt the tension too. Crenshaw, Atlanta, Chicago, wherever their influence reached, crews and associates discussed what might happen next. The conversation was not about music alone. It was about respect, reputation, and the unwritten rules of street dynamics. A perceived disrespect can't go unanswered, and history has shown that even the smallest spark can ignite a wildfire. Industry insiders were watching closely as well. Promoters, managers, and fellow artists knew that unresolved tension like this could affect concerts, collaborations, and public appearances. They tried to intervene discreetly, advising both camps to stay calm. But in a culture fueled by pride and social media pressure, advice often goes unheeded. Every move is scrutinized, every misstep magnified, and every post interpreted as part of a larger story. Meanwhile, the speculation online continued to spiral. Fans debated endlessly. Was this a real beef or just social media drama blown out of proportion? Could Lil Tim maintain composure, or would his online meltdown lead to real-world consequences? Was Youngboy intentionally exposing him or simply responding to energy in his own calculated way? The streets, in a sense, were judging both artists simultaneously, online and offline, fan and foe alike. For Lil Tim, the pressure is relentless. Each post, each video, each reaction adds fuel to the fire, making it harder to control perception. And for NBA Youngboy, every cryptic line and calculated move maintains tension, letting him dominate the narrative without ever having to confront directly. In this game, the streets don't just watch. They participate, shaping the story as much as the artists themselves. Yet beyond the drama, there's a larger truth. The culture thrives on these conflicts. The speculation, the confrontations, the social media analysis. It's all part of a cycle that feeds fame, loyalty, and reputation. The stakes are higher than just entertainment. Pride, street credibility, and influence are all on the line. As the days and weeks unfold, everyone waits for the next move. Will the beef escalate into music, videos, or another public confrontation? Or will it simmer down, leaving only rumors and online debates behind? One thing is certain: the streets are watching, the fans are invested, and no action goes unnoticed. In the world of hip-hop and street culture, perception is everything. Lil Tim and NBA Youngboy are no strangers to this reality. The question now is simple: how will they navigate it? And as the world watches, one truth remains clear. In the streets, every action has a consequence, and every eye is watching. The show isn't over, the audience isn't blinking, and the next chapter is already being written. The alleged clash between Lil Tim and NBA Youngboy proves that in hip-hop, perception can be just as powerful as reality. Will this situation escalate or fade into rumors? Share your thoughts below and subscribe to stay updated on the latest drama.